Hello friends, and welcome to The Gamer Down. This is your host darkhosis, and this is our continuing coverage of the Rift beta, the final phase of it. And here's one of the sparkling lore items I mentioned in the previous video, that once you click on them that they continue to just stay there and sparkle, which, you know, that needs to be fixed.
The vigil relies on the courage of the ascended.
Here's one of our first quests, which is, of course, another kill X number of mobs and loot X number of guys, or items, I mean, whatever. Which is kind of a bummer. Even though I'm really liking this game, the quests, they could be pumped up some. I mean, you know, there's got to be more than just killing X number of guys and looting X number of items. And I'm hoping that things will expand past this new area, this newbie area here. We're about to move into the area where there's actually some aggressive mobs. Yeah, they're not too bad. They seem to have a pretty large aggro radius, so it's not too hard to move around them. You might notice the graphics are even a little bit nicer in this video because I have my settings up on high now. I had them on medium. I thought that it was going to cause too much lag to run them on high, but hell, it's running so good, I might try Ultra in the next video, just to get you a nice feel for the game. And I'm about to level on up right here, and I can get some more spells. Nothing better than that. Better than just the 1 or 2 buttons I've had so far, but what can you expect at level 4, really? And let's see what kind of spells we have available to us now. Like I mentioned, I'm playing a warrior, and honestly I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of randomly selecting, but I'm mainly choosing the tank path, and I'm just going to put 1 more point in my extra armor advantage right there. And when I did that, it gave me another spell, so that's great. And here's 1 more bad guy here, and like I said, the combat it's identical to WoW, but the graphics are so much nicer, it kind of makes up for that. I really love this woodland scene underneath the canopy. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings. They had a lot of that in that game. But even compared to that, the graphics in Rift are much higher quality. Even though these are just a loot item and kill X number of mobs, at least it's not some insane amount. At least 4 is a reasonable number, and 3 lootables. That's not too bad. And another thing is the quests seem to give quite a bit of XP. I don't know if it's just because of the beta or what, but I'm already level 4, and I think I've only done like 6 quests so far. So the leveling seems pretty quick if this is how it's going to show up like this. Very nice particle effects there, huh? And just look at the shadows on the ground. I mean, very nice, very detailed shadows. And like I said, my graphics are only on high right now. And in the next video, I'm going to attempt to do this in Ultra and see how it goes. But this game's been running so good. I mean, just lag free, and Fraps has been performing excellently on it. You know, it's really surprised me. I thought I was going to be lagged to death immediately on low mode, but things are frapsing pretty well and recording pretty well. I also fixed the problem with the edges of my video being cut off, so now you can see everything. And sorry about that. It was some little weird error that I finally tracked down, and now everything should be looking good. Just had to move my spells around a little bit. That was really bugging me right there. I kept hitting that wrong button, but really I'm just smashing whatever is available at the time. There's really no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing right now. Just whatever's off cooldown, I'm trying to hit it. So I'm sure that there's an ultimate sequence to press, but at this point, you know, nothing matters like that. When the game gets going and all the elitist jerks are out there and they have all the strategies and the perfect build to solo this whole game, then, you know, then we'll talk about that. And just a couple more of these guys, and should be done with this quest and can move on over. One thing I do notice is you do move through the questing hubs rather fast. It's like each questing hub only has about 3 quests, and then you're shuffled off to the next hub. So I've been trying to do these videos just showing each hub at a time. So this is hub number, I guess it would be number 2 really, and that's why they're only 15 minutes long. I'm thinking about maybe making these videos longer, like 30 minutes. I'm just not sure right now. I'm still thinking on that. And there's one of the last guys we need, and we'll finally be done with these couple of quests here. But no, really, they're not too bad. They went by pretty fast. Really loving the sound effects too. I mean, I don't quote me on this, but it seems like the audio is a little bit higher quality than WoW. You never know. It does sound a little more crisper, a little more cleaner. And there's some little guy with his bow and arrow. Oh, it's pretty fun. And let's just turn these puppies in. And
we will cleanse
should
this
be
world.
moving right along. I think we might have one more here before we move to the next hub.
The dragons feed upon the sin of the world.
And as you can hear, the
Now
voice
is
acting
the
in this
time
game
for heroes.
is very superb. I haven't heard any real quirky acting
We will
yet.
redeem Talara.
I'm sure there's some in here, but so far, I mean, everything seems very high level, high quality voice actors used in this game. And for this quest, like the quest I had in my previous video, you need to put the quest item down on your bar so you can have easy access to it. And you have to use it on the corpse of the mob coming up here. In the other video, it was you just used it on the a live mob and it would kill them. And this time you just use it on the corpse. I mean, it's a little different, but it's basically the same. I'm hoping that the questing gets a little bit better in this game, because so far it's not that interesting, you know. And for a story that you really need to learn all about, I mean, nobody really knows much about Rift or the whole lore or anything like that. And so they should have more interesting quests to get you into the lore and to help you learn about the lore. The way this is it just leaves you disinterested, and you're just really not all that into it. But the graphics and everything, you know, they make up for a lot. But still, you got to have good quests, and you got to have interesting quests and unique quests. I mean, we've all done this in WoW before, and everybody wants something new. I believe something different. I mean, nothing, like I said in my very first video, I mean, nothing's going to be a WoW killer, and a game that copies WoW, you know, this much, it isn't going to be a WoW killer for sure. I mean, nothing's going to be a WoW killer anyway, like I went on about in my first video. It's just not going to happen, and any game that would even attempt to come close to being a WoW killer would have to have some very innovative questing that's different. I mean, it just can't be kill X number of guys and loot X number of items. But it's hard. I mean, what do you do in an MMO? I mean, it's so hard to have innovative questing that is repeatable, then that's going to keep people subscribing and keep people interested in the whole game. And there's our target right there. And at first I thought it was the rock elementals from WoW. Don't blame me for that. No, they look like them. and he goes down. So just loot the guy and retarget him. Then you just press your button that you have your quest item on, and we've all done it before. And just a few more of these guys, and should be moving on to the next quest hub, which will be the 4th video for this series I'm doing. There should be some more interesting stuff coming up. I saw a rift off to the side, and it looked like it was starting to consume this area over here. And as we finally do get into this next questing hub, after I finish up with these few guys right here, you can finally see the rift, and like I mentioned earlier, those little purple meteorites, see, like one just fell right there. Those are the, I think, fragments of the rift that are just kind of falling down from the sky, because they seem to be getting more intense as I get closer to the rift over there. So I look forward to seeing all about the rift stuff. You know, that's supposed to be one of the main points about this game, the main draw, and how the world is supposed to be alive, and how a town can be taken over by a rift and you can fight everybody back. So I'm really excited to see that stuff. I really look forward to bringing that video to you. Hopefully in the next video. I'm not too sure what's going to happen with that. I saw there's a few more quests down here, and we're finally getting to the next quest hub. You can see it over to the right there. And here is the last one. So as he goes down, we can finally start over to that next little hub I've talked so much about. Come on. Just look at those shadows on the trees there. Isn't that awesome? That's great. And I'm on fire. That doesn't seem to be hurting me very much. Oh, get off me. Come on, man. I was just trying to walk away, but you had to bring this on. Alright. Come on, man. Finally, get a little help from the NPCs there. Thank you, I appreciate that. And so here we are at the next quest hub here. I'm gonna turn this quest in, and then I'm just gonna walk around so you can look around a little bit and see what's going on. Everybody likes to look around, huh?
Can save Talara.
And I'm gonna save those quests for the next video here. And let's go look around a little bit. It's like there's some. There's one of the rifts I was talking about, but it looks kind of like it's kind of far away, so it might not be in the next video. I might try to make it over to it, but then I could really mess up my whole sequence of videos if I start doing things like that. But I might try it anyway. And I noticed there's some trainers around, but no warrior trainers, so I can't really examine that. But isn't that a beautiful sight? With the sun on the grass and the grass swaying in the wind. Kind of like a jacked up Arathi Highlands, isn't it? Yeah, the rift looks so cool. I want to go over to it. I'll get to it eventually. Well, coming to the end of this video, so please check out the next one, which should be coming out very soon. This is The Gamer Down, and I've been your host, darkhosis, and we'll see you next time.